Hey guys, I'm here today with the purely a troubleshooting step that was electrical, and the cause of the problem was the sump pump. It's a bad sump pump, probably open wire circuit tripping the circuit breaker. That's how I actually found out. So I'm lucky that actually I found out about that like this way, because I haven't tested my sump pump for a while, but I do hear it running every now and then whenever it rains. So anyway, the pump is probably bad. I mean, it's pretty old from the looks of it, and probably can't get a clear look, but it looks pretty dirty, and a lot of contaminants are around it. It's contaminated, pretty rusted, and the wiring possible is, which is the cause of the bad pump most likely, and I'm not gonna bother troubleshooting it. So anyway, basically what you would do is you remove the top valve. It's got a valve that holds your water pressure so it doesn't come down the pipe and the water stays up. You'll remove the top. It's got two rings here, O-rings, and then two rings at the bottom. So you remove the top two rings, and your pipe, you let it drain out. Probably a good idea to use a towel on top of it, and you remove it slowly, because the pressure, depending how long the pipe is going, about 10-20 feet, the water is going to come down, and then you can let it drain in the drain itself. And towel will help you with the spread of the water, and do it slowly, otherwise you'll just spray everywhere, like I did a little bit, not too much. And then once that's removed, I'm gonna remove the bottom piece right here. Then you can pretty much take the pump out. All right, I've taken out the pump out of the drain, and I'm gonna try to remove the valve, not the valve, the piping, the PVC pipe from the valve here. So you can see it's, and I'm gonna try to clean a little bit down there, as much possible. Alright, so just to give you a close look of the pump, this is what it looks like. This is nothing fancy. It's a submersible with a tether for the power switch, and it looks pretty bad. I mean, I have no idea. I was trying to find the date on it. There might be one somewhere, but I'm gonna try to get a better. It's a half horsepower for up to 3,200 gallons per hour, I believe. That it's decent, depending on the area we live, how much rain you get. If you get anything above, most of them are like now 4,500 or above. Any decent between $100 and $200. So that's what I'm gonna try to get to replace with something similar style. The cable, I mean, there's no point of troubleshooting this pump at this point right now. I do want to put a new one, because it's a power issue and I don't want to mess with it. Plus it's looks pretty bad. I was able to remove the pipe. It was pretty easy to remove. Some of you might run into a problem where the pipe is pretty tight, like iced, or depending on how old the system is. So if that's the case, and if you can't remove it, The pipes are pretty cheap. You can just get a new one. Just make sure you keep the old one to measure out the size. This one is 1.5 in width, and the length of however long it runs from the pump to your drain. Just make sure you keep that in mind and measure everything out. So I'm gonna put this one. I cleaned it. It was just dirty outside, and other than that, it's pretty okay. I'm gonna check it out, just make sure it's all good, and then put this one, planning to just use this one on the new pump. I haven't bought the new pump because I want to be 100% sure which one is gonna take. And this one is not working anyway, so there's no point of keeping this inside there. It was stripping the wires. It was tripping the power breaker anyway, so there's no point. I'm gonna keep an eye on the drain. It's low. It's not super low, but I took some water out already. And if it's gonna rain in a couple of days, so I really need to get the pump today and get something in there. So we'll continue the video later. Thanks. Actually, I did see the date code on the tag and also on the sump pump itself. I mean, it doesn't necessarily, I don't know if it's 2013, March 2013. I'm assuming, but that's, it's 2020, so that's a almost 7-year-old pump. So for that, it's only, I think it was only $100 if I look at it right now. So I mean, it did what it could for 7 years, and it was working, other than the condition and the power issue. So I'd say it did a pretty good job for between $100 and $200 for that many years. Alright guys, got this Barracuda sump pump. It seems to come with a lifetime warranty, limited warranty, but that seems better than a year warranty. I looked at a few stores, Lowe's, Home Depot, and for the price, this one I got it from Menards, and it seems pretty awesome. I looked at the horsepower. The one before I had was Flowtech, so I'm just trying to continue this installation, finish this installation. So anyway, this was the pump. I put that in there. Sorry I couldn't give you a better look. It's pretty much the same thing. Submerged, half horsepower, submersible, and the gallon per hour, it's pretty close to what I had before, but this one, as far as the per minute goes, even for 25 feet, it could go 8 gallons per minute. So that seems very decent. And as far as the piping goes, I got the check valve in there. I need to adjust this a little bit here, so I'll do that here in a second. Make sure the flow is pointing up. You don't want the water come down. And as far as the PVC pipe, I was able to use the same one. I did use an adapter because the old one was 1/1/4 FIP discharge, and this one is 1/1.5. So I did, not a problem, just used an adapter and cut in the old one, which was a little different style. This one right here, I was trying to do a joint nipple, but this didn't work because in the plumbing session they didn't have the PVC connector like that. So anyway, this didn't work anyway because it was leaving too much gap, and it wasn't going all the way, so I ended up just cutting out the old connection, and I measured how much it was. Roughly about 2 inch, less than 2 inches, and the connector I got that's hooked up into the discharge, it's similar size, so it worked out pretty well. So I'm gonna try to test here and see how it goes. Okay, looks like it's doing pretty good. The water level, you can definitely see, it was about, I measured about 14 inches. This is a 24-inch deep basin pit, whatever you want to call it, and right now it's probably down to less than half, so it's doing what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna test some more, pour some water into it and see. It sounds very the noise is a lot less than what the old one was. The old one was about 7 years old, and I looked at the newer models for Flowtech. I wasn't really impressed with the reviews and how it performed, like the specifications of it. It seemed alright. This one was, I'm not trying to advertise or anything like that, but for the price, this was like 110 bucks, and you know, for that, and the specs, you know, looked great. And I'm gonna see how this one goes. If this lasts me at least 3 years, you know, the price, you know, it's for the price, it's great. All right, I'm gonna test some more and maybe show that here in a sec. So I did clean out the basin, the pit. It had some, you know, rocks and some debris and all that, so I did clean it out just to make sure, since I'm replacing the pump. Alright guys, I'm gonna test it out. I just hear a couple of times it kicked in, so I'm gonna put some bucket of water here. So I just got a tight spot here. Alright, let me unplug it and get in here. Alright. Alright, so I put a 5-gallon bucket in there. Initially, I think the sensor wasn't, I had to move it for it to work. I'm gonna monitor it for a few days. It's gonna rain for a couple of days, so that's good. That way I can test it out, make sure it's working. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Alright, the water levels is down to normal, where it should be, and it's working the way it should. So the sump pump problem is solved, which was caused by the electrical issue, and the sump pump was old, past its life. It ran pretty good for 7 years, the previous one. We'll see how long this one will last. Hopefully longer than that. Thanks for watching, guys.